now making beautiful music in and outside the concert hall. Jeffrey Brown takes us to Los Angeles for a look at the work of conductor Gustavo Dudamel and the orchestra he leads, now celebrating its 100th anniversary.
At the Camino Nuevo Charter Academy, a public school in Los Angeles' MacArthur Park, the star of the show recently was LA Philharmonic conductor Gustavo Dudamel. He was there to open a new site for YOLA, the Youth Orchestra Los Angeles, a program to offer free, high-quality music lessons and support to students in underserved communities.
When I see them, I'm one of them. I go back
You feel that still?
Completely.
Yeah.
For me to do music, I have exactly the same feeling as when I was sitting in the orchestra for the first time, you know, a 9 years old, 10-year-old boy, you know, playing in the middle of the second violin section of an orchestra of 500 musicians. And then we were playing, and that was like, wow, this is the thing.
By now, Dudamel's own story is the stuff of legend. Coming up through Venezuela's famed El Sistema program, created in 1975 by Jose Antonio Abreu, which has brought music lessons and orchestra training to hundreds of thousands of children, many from poor backgrounds. As a teenager, Dudamel became conductor of the program's Simón Bolívar Youth Orchestra. And today, still just 37, he's one of the most celebrated classical musicians in the world. 10 years into his time as conductor in a city of stars, his image is everywhere. And he remains committed to changing the image of orchestras in today's culture.
I think it's a representation of the community, the orchestra. We have to avoid that, I don't know how to call, but elitist way as we see arts.
Elitist.
We are
Yeah.
elitist, yes. You know, that you know, we are in a mountain here and the rest of the people is there. It's not about that.
But a lot of people do see it that way, especially classical music.
But we are transforming that. When the people see that they are represented by the best art, by the best culture, is the best. And that is what we want to create.
Hi, how are you? We have the same hair.
This year, the LA Philharmonic is celebrating its 100th anniversary in a grand style that began with a day-long street festival. And a free concert at the Hollywood Bowl featuring Katy Perry and other stars alongside the orchestra. They've commissioned 50 new works from contemporary composers. And Dudamel is presenting innovative collaborations, as this one with the choreographer Benjamin Millepied in Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet, in which dancers used unconventional spaces inside and out of Walt Disney Hall, itself a world-famous building by architect Frank Gehry. Gehry is now designing a new home for the Philharmonic's youth program in an abandoned bank building in Inglewood, a majority Latino and African-American community. Music, Dudamel says over and over, is a fundamental human right.
It's a big idea, but it's simple and it's very objective because art is creativity. Art is access to beauty. And what our children in our times, they are not having access to that, you know. We live a very pragmatical world where, you know, you have to produce, you have to do this, you have to learn in that way. But where is the space to contemplation, to creativity, to work as a team, you know, to create beauty?
The immediate goal is to double the number of children participating, now at around 1,200. We visited YOLA at OLA, an after-school program where children 6 and up have access to instruments, lessons, and orchestra practice. Occasionally, the mentoring here is peer-to-peer.
You're also pressing your bow too hard.
2 young cellists, 16-year-old Zenaida Aparicio and 14-year-old Marieli Flores, attend nearby schools.
Did you have the opportunity to play music in school? Yeah.
The only opportunity I had was here.
And when you got here, what was it like?
It was amazing. I got to experience things that I didn't figure that I would get to experience.
Really? Like what?
like getting my own instrument, getting private lessons, like academic tutoring and stuff like that.
What did you find when you got here?
I saw that there was opportunities not only for certain people in this country, but there was opportunities for people that need it the most.
Did you need it?
Yes, I did, because I don't have enough money to pay for an instrument lessons and all those things, so I found it here.
What they've clearly also found here is a community of friends and mentors, including Maestro Dudamel himself.
Did you get to meet Gustavo Dudamel?
It's pretty exciting, so many feelings just at once. He's a big person in our life.
As Dudamel is moving forward in Los Angeles, his homeland of Venezuela is another story. After years of political, economic, and humanitarian crisis. El Sistema is a government-funded program, and the Simon Bolivar Orchestra regularly performs at government functions. Dudamel has been strongly criticized at home for being too cozy with the regime of President Nicolas Maduro and not speaking out against his authoritarian policies. After Dudamel did write a New York Times op-ed last year critical of the government, Maduro responded by canceling 2 tours of the Bolivar Orchestra. I asked how this has shaped his own sense of what music and an orchestra can do.
You have to understand your position and your role in the society. And I really believe that you can create bridges. For me, music has to unite. If you get from one side to the other, then you destroy that possibility to build, a communication. That is the thing. But of course, I suffer every single day of what is happening in my country because I have my family there. And they suffer this thing. This have to change, and people have to take responsibility for that.
Here in Los Angeles, in the meantime, the focus is on playing beautiful music and reaching more young people.
Every child have access to music and to art. That is the dream. That is my dream, to embrace the world with art. And it's not naive. That's it. It's simple, but that is the most beautiful thing.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jeffrey Brown in Los Angeles.